piece of equipment you're looking at here is a service engineer's C machine. This is our primary piece of equipment for forming large plates. The piece we're working on today is a bit unique. This is a square salad plate. So what we're doing is forming what appears to be a round salad plate, but the mold is made to have very thin edges. And our operator is then able to peel away the clay to take the piece from being round to square. Similar to our C machine, which you saw making plates, this process involves what is called inside jiggering, and you'll notice that the tool will come down inside the mold to form the bowl from the inside out. After pieces are formed through our jiggering process or casting process, they're taken to our finishing room. Cups are formed initially without their handles. The handles have to be physically attached by dunking the handle into stick-up solution and then physically sticking it to the teacup. Once it's secured to the teacup, you remove excess materials and do rough finishing to the piece. After our pieces are formed, they're taken to our finishing room. Unfinished pieces will have a very rough edge that needs to be worked. The first step in the finishing process is to roughly sand the edges of a piece, removing large areas of uneven clay. A finisher then uses various tools to smooth out and fine finish the piece. After our ware has been finished, it is then taken to our Bisque kiln and loaded to be fired. Our first formal inspection area is the Bisque inspection area. Every piece of china that's fired into a Bisque state is inspected. Any piece showing defects must be discarded. We have two different glaze application booths. The first booth is what we call hand spray. This is where an operator physically holds a canister and sprays glaze onto a plate. The second station is referred to as auto spray. In this operation, an operator will put a piece of ware into our booth and then turn our system on, where the piece is then automatically sprayed. Each piece that goes into this system must have its own unique settings, and an operator must continually watch the glaze thickness application to make sure the auto function is working properly. After our ware is sprayed with our glaze, the next step is our Glaze Fire. Glazed ware is put inside containers that are called Kiln Furniture. The Kiln Furniture forms a muffled system, or completely contained environment for the glazed piece to fire in. Therefore, when the pieces are firing, small parts of the glaze fume up into the air. As the kiln cools, this material is allowed to flow back down onto the piece. Because the system is completely muffled, none of this material is able to escape. Our second inspection area is our glaze inspection area. After pieces are glaze fired, they are individually inspected to make sure they are pristine. After our glazed ware is inspected, it is then taken to our decorating department, where it is either decaled or hand gilded, or a combination of both. The first process is to put the decal into water. This is similar to any other type of decal you might use. However, ceramic decals are very different. Ceramic decals are specifically formulated to react with the china body when they're fired. This causes the decoration to sink down into the glaze, and this is a key component to what creates dishwasher-safe ability in fired ware. The operator must apply the decal and remove all water and air that's trapped underneath it. If any water or any air, even the slightest amount, is left under the decal, when it is fired it will explode, ruining the piece. Our gilding operation, or hand painting, is likely the most difficult task at the Pickard factory. Hand gilding, or hand painting, is a process that dates back many years in ceramic history. Many factories have moved away from this artisan-based task. The gilders must keep a perfectly steady hand as they apply precious metals to our ware. They're working with actual gold and platinum that is contained in a suspension solution that allows it to be painted to a piece similar to any other type of color paint. However, the pieces and the ware contain actual gold, so it's vital for the gilders to be exact. Years of training are required to perfect this task. After a piece is decorated, it's then taken to the Deco kiln room where it receives a Deco fire. Deco fires are done with electric kilns that cycle at lower temperatures than our Bisque and Glaze production kilns and faster cycles. A typical Deco cycle would be about 6 hours. By having a kiln that moves, an operator can move the kiln over one stationary position, turn the kiln on while loading or unloading the opposite stationary position. The next step is burnishing. Pickard China uses burnished gold. Burnished golds form an oxide-type film on top of the gold when they're fired. Therefore, the ware must be polished, or what we call burnished. The ware is placed onto a wheel, and a fiberglass burnishing brush is applied to the ware, gently removing the oxide film and polishing the gold. This is our final inspection stage. It's the most critical inspection stage of all. Each piece is closely inspected to make sure it is absolutely perfect.